Hey everybody, welcome to Talk Daily. My name is Eddie, and today we're going to talk about a very, very special vehicle. That's the GMA T.33. And if you're not aware of this car, please Google it, check it out. It is, I believe, this is the car to own, bear none. Period. If you can afford a car at that price range, because this is not a cheap car, okay? And they're about 1.8 mil, and they're all sold out. And that's what the story from Motor Trend is letting us know. Again, I'll have a link to this article in the description below, as always. Yeah, so it's basically saying that it's all sold out, ladies and gentlemen. They basically barely declared it for sale and it's already sold out. So Gordon Murray, the legendary designer of McLaren F1 supercar, has granted a lot of attention with his GMA T.50, the spiritual successor of the F1. So he's making a T.50 and he's saying that's going to replace the F1. But in the meantime, I'm going to make a T.33 sport car. And that one, like, immediately sold out. And Golden Murray Automotive, and that's what GMA is, Golden Murray Automotive, just announced its order book for the T.33 are full. Only a couple of weeks after this debut. So we're talking about like maybe 2 3 weeks, and it's booked for 1.78 something million. 1.8 million as far as I'm concerned, plus taxes. Um, Again, this engine is naturally aspirated V12, making most of its torque at 2,500 RPM. Think about that. All your torque at 2,500 RPM. That's amazing. And there's no turbine. This is a naturally aspirated V12. And that's the last one they're going to be making. Unfortunately, this company is not making naturally aspirated. The next car he mentioned is going to be have some electrical hybridization because of emission. And I'll show you a picture of the engine. Look at that. It's just a natural aspirated V12 Cosworth. Look at intakes. This is like literally a Formula One engine. Oh, just something fascinating. Look at that. That's obviously the cover for the spark plugs, but I mean it's Cosworth. It has all the trigger words for just excitement and adoration. I mean it's a fantastic engine, and that's the heart of the car. And I applaud him for making it. I applaud him for making it. It goes on saying that basically saying that manual outsold the automatic, although the automatic is far more superior than the manual in every single way. As we are aware of, obviously the shifting instantaneous, weight distribution. You don't get that jolt when you're changing gears. So the weight of the car, the balance of the car, remain the same, etc., etc. But nobody cared apparently. Um, Everybody is buying manual. He's saying that when I first opened the order, 60 had already been sold, but only 3 out of those 60 they optioned for the exclusive Xtrac-developed pedal shift transmission. Everybody else opted for the six shift. I won't blame him. Because I would get the six shift. I would get six shift immediately. Look at the interior. And I'm saying that it wasn't cheap to manufacture that Xtrac transmission, but that's okay. I hope they'll recover some of the money on development of that transmission on other projects. But you can tell people just wanted the manual, visceral experience of driving that vehicle. And they continue talking about it. The T.23 is unique enough to not share any common parts with T50 despite their apparent similarity, but it's actually heavier than its larger sibling by a full 230 pounds. This vehicle weighs 2,403 pounds. That thing is light. That thing is light. It's lighter than a Miata. If I'm not mistaken, that's almost the same weight maybe as a Miata. It's very, very, very light. And no, I think it's lighter than a Miata. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but I think it's lighter than a Miata. Um, that's insane. But again, it's saying the T.23 is uniquely enough not to share any component because the T50 and it weighs 230 pounds more than the T50. What to do? That's been engineered for a right-hand drive market. Good, so you can get in right-hand drive. And it needs to meet US crash regulation, which add engineering complexity in the chassis and contribute to the heavier result. Okay. The price and production date. GMA plans to gear up production for the T.23 in 2024 after the company gets moving on manufacturing its Halo T.50 supercar first and works out the kinks of new production line and brand new company. While no longer matters since it's sold out, the T.23 is priced at 1.85 million. I'm sorry, it's not 1.8, it's 1.85. Wow, that is just fantastic. Again, nothing but love. I'll show you a couple of pictures of this vehicle. I mean, everybody, let me know what you think. If you don't think this is the most beautiful car you've seen in the world, I have no idea. Again, I keep looking at the engine, but there's so many other components to this car. It's just, look at the brakes. Everything about it is just, it's a beautiful car. Good for them. That's the interior. I mean, good for them. Good for GMA. I hope they do very well. This is another article also by Motor Trend. I have a link for this one also in the description below. And this is from January 27, 2022 by Mr. Angus McKenzie. And he's saying that the T.3 is better than the McLaren F1. They're comparing it. We don't know yet because nobody has driven it. So this is just speculation. But looking at it, of course, technology, is going to be, of course, technology is going to trump, right? If you have something new, it's always going to trump something that's older. And they're talking about the McLaren. Oh, they're talking about a McLaren F1, where last year one was sold for 20 million. Again, yeah, it's a collector car, so it is what it is. You can't compare a 1990s vehicle to a modern vehicle of today. But definitely the soul, the spirit of the vehicle will carry over, I'm very sure. Again, I know Golden Mary, his strategy is always light. It's all about lightweight. He's not about all-wheel drive and some gizmos that will help you. It's all about basically lightweight, rear-wheel drive, and go ahead and drive. Learn how to drive. They're talking about the engine. Oh, man, that's amazing. The T.33 engine has less power, less torque, and a lower rev limit than the version using the T50 and the T50 Niki Lauda, dubbed the Cosworth GMA2, and it's distinguished by its yellow cam cover. So they're talking about it. Let's see how much they're saying this. So it makes about 607 horsepower, 10,500 RPM, and 303 foot-pound of torque at 9,000 RPM. 47 horsepower, 11 fewer than the T.4 spec. Man, I'll go with that. 10,500 RPM, people. I mean, I can imagine some Honda engines revving at that limit, like, 4-cylinder Honda. Some B series, some K series, F series. If you have an S2000, you can take the 9. But honestly, achieving that on a 12-cylinder is some out of this world. Decision to lop 1,000 from the engine top, and wasn't just a case of ensuring differential between the T.5 and T.3. To be really honest, Murray said the main reason is that the 12,100 RPM and the 4.0 liter engine with valve spring is getting right up there on the ragged edge. Going 11,000 RPM makes much more sense. You guys understanding these limit? That's like motorcycle almost. The valve terrain. Can you imagine all the lifters? When you at a high RPM, I don't know how they're, when I build an engine, I'm like, oh, titanium valve, springs. Yeah, sure, I get a titanium spring. Again, these things are rated at, my last engine, I think they were rated at, you can take it to 9,000 RPM, but I mean, you're not making any power at 9,000 RPM because the cams are not even like the curve, the power curve wasn't even all the way out there. You weren't making any power. Yeah, there's a lot of science on how to make power, okay? It's not that simple. It's not just because you just rev more, you make more. Anyway, before we go into that rabbit hole, moving along, saying, so they're talking about the technical differences between the T.33 and the T.50. And again, I think the T.33 is just that perfect, without being super hypercar. It's just that perfect blend of modern, fast, and usable, if I want to almost say. It just feels like this car could be driven more than the T.5. I'm just saying because T.50 feels more of a very, 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 very delicate machine that is super capable. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Of course, if you ask me to choose between both, whichever. But again, I'll leave a link for this article down below for you guys to read it because it's a little bit older, so that there's more speculation on their behalf of this one. It's only a couple of days old, by the way. Again, nobody driven this car yet, so we don't know what it is on the real road, but I bet it will be an amazing experience. As always, let me know what you guys think. If you think it's a car that you guys wanna you put it on a poster. Do you think it looks pretty enough? Do you think maybe Ferraris look better? Do you think it looks too cold or looks exciting? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.